Hello and welcome to my speculation video about Dragon's Dogma 2. In anticipation of the upcoming 10-year anniversary of Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, where I believe that we'll get an announcement about Dragon's Dogma 2, I have decided to make a speculation video about what we might see in the long-awaited sequel to Dark Arisen. Before I start, I would like to ask you about what you would like to see in the upcoming sequel to Dragon's Dogma 1. Please share in the comments. Part 1: Rumors and Leaks. As stated in the title, these are mainly just speculations that are based on both rumors and information from various leaks, such as the Capcom leaks, various tweets from a famous informant named Dusk Golem, and also various articles on the topic. Part 2: RE engine or new engine. A lot of people are wondering if Dragon's Dogma 2 will potentially run on the RE engine, or if Capcom has or will make a whole new engine that can be used for other open world projects. While I believe that a new engine is a possibility, it's much more likely that they are going to use the RE engine, like they did with DMC5 and Monster Hunter Rise. This is backed up by a tweet by Dusk Golem mentioning that Dragon's Dogma 2 will 100% run on the RE engine. Part 3: Classes, Mounts, and Fast Travel. According to Alchar, or Alternative Character, and the Dragon's Dogma 4 channel leak, Dragon's Dogma 2 will have only one starting class at several locations. The starting class is apparently named Explorer, and later, when you progress in the game, you will be able to change to one of several vocations. Two of the vocations are as follows: Gladiator, a reworked version of the original Warrior, and Mystic Knight. It is unclear if this is the original Mystic Knight or a new version that is a hybrid of the original one and the Alchemist from Dragon's Dogma Online. There's also a lot of talk in various communities about an improved fast travel system. I personally quite liked the original travel system with port crystals and lift stones, but it was somewhat rough and could have used a few more permanent locations in combination with port crystals that you can place anywhere you want. An improved fast travel system with mounts would greatly enhance the experience of Dragon's Dogma. This leads me to my next point. A lot of people, myself included, are also interested in the idea of having mounts. While the trusty horse is a good mount, the griffin seems to be a much more popular choice. I think it would be absolutely awesome to track down and tame a wild and fierce griffin, and then soar above the skies of the world of Dragon's Dogma. I would personally like to see both the griffin and potentially even a drake. Drakes in Dragon's Dogma are somewhat intelligent and would make for an awesome traveling companion. This could even be woven into the story where both the Arisen and the Drake seeks salvation from the fate of the Eternal Chain, or potentially even alter the world by possibly breaking the chain forever. Part 4: Pawns, Hub Area, Towns, and Multiplayer. Some articles online and some YouTubers have on several occasions mentioned the idea of a hub area where you could potentially build your own area, hang your armor and weapons, and place your collectibles. The same article also hints about a more developed pawn system that apparently has the ability to sacrifice your pawn for unique equipment, defense, or to deal large amounts of damage to certain unique enemies that will appear when a certain event occurs. If sacrificed, the pawn will become cursed and become hostile and attack you when you enter the rift. I personally think that this is an interesting idea that, if implemented well, would work very well in the world of Dragon's Dogma. Multiplayer. A lot of players has expressed an interest in a multiplayer system for Dragon's Dogma. A particularly popular idea is that one of the players could either control the main pawn or a summon of their pawn while the other player plays as the Arisen. Another popular idea is that you could somehow cross over to the world of another arisen or summon a friend and have a party of 3 or 4 with the 2 players and 1 or 2 pawns. Part 5. The World. When thinking about a new Dragon's Dogma, one cannot help but wonder about where it would take place. Will we yet again find ourselves in the world of Francis, or will we find ourselves somewhere else? Will Capcom bring back Lestania, or perhaps a neighboring country? Maybe a new continent, or potentially a whole new world. Not much is known of where the story of Dragon's Dogma 2 will take place, but I do know one thing. Capcom will take what they have learned from Dragon's Dogma Online, both when it comes to pawns, cities, the world, and add both new and familiar elements sprinkled with the ideas from Itsuna's original vision of Dragon's Dogma 1. Part 6. Ultra Hard Mode and New Enemies. From what I've gathered, Dragon's Dogma 2 could potentially have both a hard mode and an ultra hard mode, which supposedly triggers when the person mask is removed. The mask is apparently a part of the story of Dragon's Dogma 2 and will, when removed, trigger ultra hard mode where certain enemies will start hunting the arisen. There are also supposed to be new enemies in Dragon's Dogma 2 that we haven't seen before. 2 of them are the Caryatids and Centaurs. I am also convinced that we will see the return of both the Hydra, the Griffin, Cyclops, and the Drakes. Only this time there will be more variations of them like there were in Dragon's Dogma Online, which has some incredibly well designed enemies. The return of Bitterblack Isle. Since Bitterblack Isle is a labyrinth that fades in and out of reality that seems to exist in more than one place at the same time, it is very likely that we could see the return of Bitterblack, or potentially even a new version of it like the Bitterblack Maze from Dragon's Dogma Online. It is also possible that we will get an entire new area in combination with Bitterblack Isle, or just a new area. Either way, I am excited for any of the possibilities. Part 7. Announcement and Release Date. I believe, as I mentioned in my Dragon's Dogma 2 is Coming video, that we will get an announcement for a new Dragon's Dogma very soon. It is most likely going to be announced in the upcoming 10-year anniversary of Dragon's Dogma on the 22nd of May. While it is possible that it could be delayed because of Capcom being behind schedule due to the pandemic, I believe that it is very likely that it will be announced sometime next month. I also think that it's possible that there is a chance that Capcom has been working on Dragon's Dogma 2 in silence behind closed doors, and that the wait will not be too long from when they do announce it. It's even possible that we might get a new Dragon's Dogma by the end of the year or the beginning of the next one. With that being said, until next time, where I will talk about why we might want a remake of Dragon's Dogma 1 before we get Dragon's Dogma 2.